So yeah, at what point do you start realizing that? Because it feels like the prison YouTube thing is like a well-worn path at this point. Like a lot of prisoners have to be thinking, I'm going to get out and I'm going to tell my story on here, because this seems like there's a pretty big audience who wants to hear this.
I knew nothing about it. It didn't even cross my mind. My goal when I came out, I was going to try to, get a job. I cut hair to a barber. I was going to try to get a job, man, try to build up me some paper, try to get some people to invest and help me. I was going to try to open up a gym. And my thing with the gym was I wanted to teach young, kids how to box. But in order to take these classes, you have to also take my life lessons. You have to also be doing good in school. You have to also can't be involved in no gangs. You can't be, disrespecting your mom. Stuff like that. This was gonna be the criteria for me to give you these boxing lessons, these tools. But when I came out, man, I was probably out like 2.5 months, and somebody reached out to me and told me, say, look, I see this show on there where a dude was talking about he was locked up for 31 years and he telling what was going on in the prison and stuff in Virginia. So if he was locked up 31 years, I got to know who he is. So they told me about the show. I go look at the show, and sure enough, I know the dude.
You recognized him or like knew him?
Knew him real well.
Okay.
Real well. So I was like, man, that's crazy, and I sit there and I listen to him, and some of the things he talk about, I knew about, had knowledge of or whatever. But that person turned around also and hit the dude that ran the show and told him about me. Hey, he just did 33 years. He just been out for about 2 months. He know everybody in prison. Woo-woo. He contacted me. He asked me, did I want to do an interview? You know what I'm saying? I said, I ain't really trying to do no interview. He was like, man, I just want to talk about prison stuff. I know you know a lot of people. They know you, your name, I checked on you.
So he offered the interview and you weren't interested at first?
I really wasn't, because I didn't know what it was, and I ain't never did nothing like that before.
Because I feel like doing all those years, if I was doing 30 plus years, that I would be just like thinking like, when I get out, I want somebody to hear this fucking story. Like I want to tell my story, because you must feel so voiceless for all those years while you're locked up.
That's the exact word. You do feel voices, but at the same time, by me never being in front of a microphone, never, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, and then he was like, man, look, I'm gonna pay you for your time, man. You know what I'm saying? He's like, look, I can give you $100 an hour, And I'm thinking to my mind, $100 an hour, I'm jack broke. You know what I'm saying? So I said, well, what you trying to talk about? He said, I just want you to just talk about your experience in prison, whatever. I said, all right. So boom, I ended up doing, $100 an hour, which I'm thinking a whole lot of money, but I ain't with him for 2 hours, $200. But still, it was $200 that I didn't have. So I did the first interview with him, man, and I ended up, I think to this day, that interview right there got like 800-something thousand views. He called me back, do another one. That one got like 700. He asked, what else you used to do in prison? I told him I used to box, and I used, I cooked my own food because the food in there was horrible. I had to learn how to cook. I cooked my own food. I ain't like eating nobody else's food. I ain't want nobody else making the food for me because I don't know what they put in it. So I became a good cook, and I told him, so he said, man, let's cook something on the show. I cooked something on the show. I did my version of a piece. I got 1,000,004 views. Wow. Then I did a lasagna, got like 800,000. So he just was making views, and then, that's my son right there, Hollywood Trail. He shoot music videos and stuff like that. So he was like, look, just go ahead and start your own YouTube. People listening to your story is your story, And
how'd you have a son?
How?
How'd that work? I know about the birds and the bees, but it feels like this timeline doesn't make sense based on how I know it works.
I got a son and a daughter before I went to prison.
Before? Okay.
Yeah, I had a daughter at 16, and his birthday is actually Friday. He'd be 34.
Wow.
I only did 33 years, so
okay.
My daughter's 37.
Wow, so that adds a whole different element to it. Like, man, when I think about, even I went away for 3 days this weekend. I get back and it was like I'm seeing little developments with my kid. My kid's only 16 months, so was that must have added a whole nother layer of torture to doing that time.
Oh, most definitely, man. Because you in there, man. That's just part of the grief, man. Part of the sorrow. You feel so hopeless, man. You feel so useless. You feel like a failure because you're not there. You're not there for nothing. You're not there for school. You're not there for graduation. You're not there for their accomplishments, their failures. You're not there for nothing. Either it has to be over a phone or through a visiting room, which is very, infrequent. So it's just, like I say, you have to compartmentalize all of that, because that is why people lose their mind, because they're going through all of those things and they don't know how to deal with it, and they have to have an outlet to let it out. And only outlet in there is violence. That's the only thing anybody's gonna listen to in prison. No whistle, no holler, no violence is the only thing that's gonna be listened to in there. But violence comes with consequences. You know what I'm saying? Win or lose, it's consequences. So it was difficult, man. I feel blessed to be out here today and have a good relationship with him, good relationship with my daughter, good relationship with my grandkids. You know, it gives me joy. You know, I was blessed to come out here and get this interview, but I was coming out here to, you know, be with him on his birthday. First time I would be with him on his birthday in 34 years.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? So, and it's first time in LA, so it's beautiful.
I can't lie, man. It's moving. Just like thinking about the fact that so much of that was taken from you, regardless of the circumstances. I mean, who did you feel like held you down during that time period? Who were you able to actually lean on?
Man.
Yeah,
my family, man. My mother, man. You know, praying mother, man. She never left my side. I've been in places, man. It was 8 to 12 hours away, man. My mom would come see me, man.
Wow.
I've been transferred. I've been to 13 different prisons. My mom would come see me. I've been in segregation where you know they got to come see you and you got to go in there and talk through a glass like you see on TVs and stuff. My mom would come see me. You know what I'm saying? My family, man, they held me down. So that gave me more of, you know, and my kids did I want to get out here and do something. Like you say, I could just forget, you know, put it behind me. They said, man, you did all that time in prison, man, and, you know, go ahead, live your life, whatever. But I want to be able to stop somebody else from doing all that time in prison. I want to be able to do something, too. I'm not just remembered for, oh, he just did 33 years in prison.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I know that I wasted a lot of potential, but I also know that I'm only 55. I can do anything I want to do. You know what I'm saying? If I survive prison, I can do anything I want to do. So, you know, I'm just going to keep on pushing and keep on, you know, getting people to try to listen.
The world has changed a lot. I mean, these opportunities that you have to be a content creator and shit were just not, they weren't available to anyone when you went in. I mean,
I tell you, when I tell people this all the time, they start laughing, but I'm serious. When I got out, I thought YouTube was actually, because you used to hear and you always say, man, YouTube, you look it up on YouTube. I thought it was just actually something to show all these clips, and I actually thought it was spelled like the letter U and two. That's how much I knew about YouTube.
Right.
I knew nothing about it. And I'm blessed, man. The people who follow me, I got like 53,800 subscribers in less than a year.
Guys, let's get that number up right now.
Yeah,
we're gonna hit 100K after this interview, right?
Let's get it. Yes, oh no doubt. And they loyal. The first day of any video I post, I average 10,000 views within 24 hours.
Right.
You know, and I feel blessed, man, because just like you said, ain't nobody listened to nothing that I had to say for 33 years. So just for 53,000 people to listen to me and take pride, and I get the things they write me, man. Oh man, I was on the fence, homie. I'm putting the gun down, man. The way you explain prison, I don't want no parts of that. And that's what I want. That's what I get joy when I could get one of those. You know, I got a dude that he hit me now, man, and he's just being so sincere, man. He done named the YouTube side of YouTube and called himself the Bethlehem. But he 25,
right,
and he's struggling with a dope addiction that he had all his life.
Wow.
And he said, man, the only thing that's keeping me from going out here and trying to rob somebody or going out here and doing something crazy is listening to your YouTube, man. You know, and that stuff right there, I can feel that, you know. I actually found his number and called him.
Right.
You know, and talked to him the other day for like 40 minutes. And telling him, man, you 25, man.
Wow.
You 25. I was in prison the whole time you was alive. Everything you've seen, everything you've done, every place you've been, I was sitting in a cell. I said, I'm out here trying to do something else so you can do anything you want to do.
But do you ever think about the fact that, and I mean, it's the same shit that happens in rap or YouTube, et cetera, where it's kind of like you need life experience in order to have people even be interested in what you're talking about, realistically. As a rapper, if you've never done shit, what are you talking about? It's going to be hard for the audience to latch on to you. Right. A lot of times I heard it said, like, in the hood, there's only two ways that you gain a reputation. You kill somebody or you go to prison, and that's pretty much it. Or, you know, not kill somebody, violence in general.
Right.
But, I mean, that right there, like, it is kind of hard to convince, like, a 25-year-old dude of, hey, be a square. You don't want to be involved in this bullshit. Look at a guy like this. Look at all these different examples we have of people who are going to tell you that it's a horrible idea to get wrapped up in the streets. But there's just so many people feel like they got to learn that lesson because they feel like they're not authentic unless they have a big chunk of their life in which they were living a certain way, you know?
Yeah, but see, that's why I try to explain to them that, first of all, there's no one on this planet that can guarantee you when you go in prison, whether you got 2 years or 20 or 2 life sentences, no one on this planet can guarantee you're going to come out.
Right.
So why would you take that chance? You know, to prove what and to prove to who? You see what I'm saying? And I always made them know the person who's telling you to do this, the person that you're trying to impress, they're not doing it. The person who's rapping in this music and telling you they did this, they not doing that, bro. If they was doing that, they would be in prison. That's a metaphor. They actors. I say for acting, you get a check. In real life, you get prison.
Okay, guys, we want to thank you so much for getting us to 100,000 subscribers right here on the Clips channel. If you want to support, please click that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 200K. Thank you so much.